Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
You think that after doing this 47 times, how many times?
Can you hear me?
47. Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Yes,
Yeah.
we've done this 46
47 times. 47 times, right? You said
47.
episode 47.
Oh, did I say episode? Oh, is it episode? Oh, 47. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I still don't get it.
I mean, there's also audio issues that you. It sounds like every other episode sounds like you're in either a wind tunnel.
I know. I
10
need to get a
miles
professional.
away.
I need many things. I need a professional sound
Listen.
system, a professional studio. I need money for my movie.
Say no more, because your boy has got you hooked up with audio equipment that I'm going to bring for this live podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Christine underestimates me, and I don't appreciate that.
I never underestimate you. What are you talking about?
The power of me and my podcasting capabilities shall not be fault only onto you. It should be fault onto me. And for a while, I didn't have good audio, and then I've heard other people say my audio stinks, and then I took that and ran with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
here, I'm gonna go live on Instagram too, while I try to figure out how to share our own podcast that I seem to not know how to do after 47 times. So
wait, you haven't shared it yet? Okay. Well, yeah.
Here.
I guess we could take another few minutes, and then we'll get this officially started, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Hey, are you on Instagram Live? Or Instagram.
I'm on Facebook Live.
Okay.
We're live on Facebook too, and I'm on Instagram now.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Cool.
I'm waiting.
I am live as well. Let's see your post, and I've shared it. It's sharing. It says it's sharing. I'm like a mom.
Yeah, I mean,
I need
an
help.
impatient mom at best.
Yes. It fits the stereotype.
Impatient mom. Yeah.
Impatient Asian mom.
Oh, well, I mean, my mom's impatient too, so it's not like it's not one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? It's a universal ideology.
Uh-huh.
Just sassy, mean, and in charge.
This lighting a bit better. Cool. All right.
Yeah, see, and I invested in my lighting too. Come on, Christine. You act like you're dealing with Adam Bananas here. You know what I'm saying? You're acting like as if you're dealing with Adam the PA. I'm still a PA, but 2 years ago, it's different.
Yes. Hello, guys. Yes, we're here.
Damn.
I'm finally getting my shit together, slowly but surely.
That's good. I mean,
it's a crazy day. It's a crazy and a good day. Lots of things are happening all at once, and I'll brief you on it if you would like to hear.
I mean, well, we're gonna start the pod here in just a second, and Roxy just messaged me saying she's running a little bit behind.
Oh, that's okay. We totally entertain.
Yeah, I just told her no worries. We are already starting, so just join in, home slice.
Hello. All right. Let's do the thing.
Okay, ladies and hang on. Oops. I got my notes here. I'm so organized and I have OCD.
We have totally done this. 47.
God. I was going to get started, and then you had to make fun of me about not getting ready for the past 4. I've been born ready, Christine.
We are all born ready.
In a history of Adam Chase Rennie, I was born ready to talk. Born ready to do this shit. I was born ready to do podcasting in 1994 before podcasting even existed.
Well, get your shit together. Introduce us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Get Realisms podcast, episode 47, with your boy, your knight in shining armor, the man with the best audio, the best lighting, and still gets trampled on every single time by my own mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am still Christine Chen.
Lo and behold, we're here.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Christine.
Episode 47, and I still can't get it together.
Christine.
Yes.
How are you?
Dude, it's nuts. That's nuts is what it is. I thought about, hey, maybe I should like look nice and stuff like that. But here I am.
Oh, dude,
this
yeah,
is
I'm
what
rocking that MTF though.
This is what a stressed out director, producer, writer, whatever, all sorts of shit person looks like. This is it in all its glory.
Well, you look fantastic.
haven't slept much, haven't really had a chance to shower, TMI, haven't on a effing roller coaster up and down.
That's chill. Me too.
Like a million things happening, and I cannot believe I'm literally leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
For first, I'm going to Houston to shoot a commercial, and then from Houston, I'm going directly to our film site in Baton Rouge.
When I got a question for you after the podcast. I just wrote a note down, but that's awesome. I mean, well, not awesome that you have another job and then you have to
so I have to do
go haul ass to Louisiana, but
we're doing it. You know what's great is people are excited. They're so excited that our props guy Reese Rourke,
yes,
actually wrote us an email saying see you tomorrow, and luckily I caught it in my delirium at like 4 a.m. in the morning. Well, first I didn't catch it. I said, great, see you tomorrow, and then 5 seconds later it registers to me, oh fuck, not tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. So our original dates that we were going to start prepping on was going to be tomorrow, and I guess he hadn't changed his Google stuff yet. And so I messaged him on everything, email, text, Facebook Messenger. I was like, Reese, do not show up on set tomorrow. Nobody's going to be there. Do not, Mayday, do not show up on set. Luckily, he was fine. But it was just really funny because he was like really stoked. He wrote us this pretty inspirational like email about how like he's excited to work with some powerful female ladies, as he should be. And yeah, so I was so inspired by his message, and didn't realize he said tomorrow after a while. And
shit happens, you know?
Yeah. But it's just funny because I have this image of him wearing his he has this t-shirt. So on the last set that you were unfortunately not a part of, called Room 203, that you might have heard lots of stories about.
I have.
It was nuts.
And you talked about Reese on the pod.
Yes. And Reese, there was this giant cast and crew flip cup competition during one of our very late nights into the morning, because it was a overnight shoot. There was a group that made themselves the champions of the flip cup competition. It's debatable whether they were, but there will be a rematch. Anyways, this supposed group called the Beatles, they have named themselves, got team t-shirts and left out a few people
when you have a flip cup competition.
And Reese is one of those people.
Yeah.
And what's great is I just envision him wearing the Beatles flip cup competition t-shirt. And
listen, a man can be proud too, Christine.
Yeah, I know. Arriving on set that nobody is there yet.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's
all by himself.
All by himself. Yeah. Exactly. With his bloody gear and like making internal organs for art. Like by himself.
Dope.
Laugh
that sounds like my spirit animal.
I know. It is like I just laughed at that image so much. Like with like a suitcase.
Rolling down. Yeah.
And so I'm excited that my crew is so excited that they're going to show up a week before the actual week. Yeah.
Just a week early. It's not a big deal.
Early. Just show up this whole month. You know, we have been showing up this whole month. We've been showing up for the last few months on this project, virtually, in rehearsals and all sorts of things, pitching, rehearsing, like all of the magic.
Yeah.
And right now, simultaneously, while I'm like selling my soul and like, you know, hoping to convince the world that like our project is the one that you should invest in.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a photo shoot happening, and they should be going live soon as well, at Candace Guy's photography studio. We're partnering up with her because she's a badass bitch and she makes incredible art. And she's who's going to be designing our poster and
Nice.
our PR materials and everything. So she has two ladies that are here in three actually, one already did her photo shoot.
Mm.
Three ladies here in Austin. Um, our girl Layla Scott, who plays our mermaid, our Erzulie. She already did her photo shoot. But today we're doing two other ladies. Diana Rose, who plays Ari Palaverde. And then our newest cast member, Zoe Graham, who plays Faye. Zoe, you may recognize her, was in Boyhood. She plays a big role in Boyhood. She was a love interest with
Really?
the actor. She also
Nice.
plays Julia
Oh,
Roberts. Yeah, Julia Roberts' daughter in another film, and we're like so freaking lucky to have all these talented ladies.
mm.
And then meanwhile, I think tomorrow the second photo shoot is happening in Los Angeles, with our LA team. We have an LA team now. That's how cool we are. We
I
have
know.
LA
I was just about to
yeah,
say, I'm like,
yeah.
wow, look
We
at
have an
you.
LA team.
Yeah.
Courtney, who plays Wendy, and
Uh-huh.
Elizabeth True, who was former Austin, and also in all my short films. Um,
Texas at heart.
Texas at Heart. She plays Violet Burns. They're in LA doing the other part of the photo shoot, and so together they're going to make this incredible um, poster, hopefully for us, and we will help to sell the movie. So things are happening, even if we don't want it to be. Like, we're on this train and it's not stopping and it's go full speed ahead, and we're like, fuck, like the whole time. This morning, Camille, the co-writer, producer, key hair makeup, costume designer, like multiple roles as well, stopped by my apartment to raid my closet basically. So
Mm.
we went through my closet to pull possible wardrobe pieces and accessories, and then my roommate, we pulled a bunch of stuff she had for set dressing and whatnot. So it's like it's a team effort, a
Of
major team
course.
effort.
It has to be.
Yeah, and Peyton right this second is in Gainesville hustling. She's trying to get sponsors for us to get, props or liquor or things that will keep our crew happy. Apparently, we got a awesome local sponsor. It was a lavender farm, so we have lavender margaritas that are going to be on set for our
Ooh,
ladies. I know
wow.
it's going to be a blast. There is lavender, so like that's just one bit, and we're getting hopefully a sponsorship from Trader Joe's, from all sorts of other places to make this work, because like I talk my head off because every little effing bit helps, because we are literally counting pennies. We made a movie baby registry today that on Amazon, that anybody can go and buy crap like
And
toilet
the
paper.
link is in the description, ladies and gentlemen, on
The link
Facebook.
is in the description. You can go in and buy toilet paper for the crew and know that our asses are clean because of you.
And our hands are going to be clean, and
And
also face masks too, in
our
case, oh my
hands are
God, we
going to be
forgot
clean
face
because
masks
of
and
you.
stuff.
We
Yes.
are going to be COVID free because of you, because you guys are providing us,
Yes.
helping us with PPE and COVID safety stuff and things that people are not sexy. It's not the
Mm.
camera. We understand, but it's like essentials and
No.
it all adds up.
But for the
So
people out there who just, who are just kind of down and out, and there's not really much to be given, especially for, you know, the crowdfunding, you know, if there's anything you can put in, even a few dollars to just buy, like you said, some
Hand
toilet paper,
sanitizer, toilet
hand
paper.
sanitizer, it goes a long way on our set, you know. So well, in respect for
Yeah, and
Christine, you know,
you can now walk away being like, yeah, they got to wipe their asses because of me.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you want that trophy for the rest of your life, but yes, absolutely. You can say that you're a part of history. You can even say
You're a
you're
part of Erzulie history.
Erzulie
I'm telling
history,
you,
which, ladies
Erzulie
and
history.
gentlemen, movies, if anything, are gonna stand the test of time, and Erzulie is no exception. It's going to be flawless, and you guys are gonna be part of that journey. So everybody who did the crowdfunding and also, you know, also participated in this wish list, shout out to you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
please go
Yeah,
ahead.
thank you guys for sharing
Yes.
everything. And I'm not going to get emotional. I always get emotional when I talk about it.
You
But
want me to get emotional?
please, please make it not just be me. I feel like the moment I'm gonna be on set is just gonna be me crying, like every out of happiness, not out of like, oh, I'm sure there will also be crying because I'm like, oh fuck, what did I do to myself? Why did I ask for this? But I'm sure most of the time it'll just be tears of gratefulness and appreciation. Like every time I
Just
talk about,
joy.
yeah, every time I think about it, just like people donating, people joining, and people wanting to share and talk about our campaign and everything, like it makes me cry because I'm so appreciative that people would believe in a nobody like me. Who's gonna be somebody? Who is somebody? Is
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
be
you are
I'm going to
definitely
be a
somebody.
bigger somebody. I'm gonna be a bigger somebody. So there's a sketch idea I've always wanted to do of like how did I wonder if Steven Spielberg ever went through this, like his parents like making food for his film sets or like I there wasn't
Probably.
crowdfunding back then, but him asking his relatives for money, type thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody starts somewhere and this is that film, that could make or break a lot of people's careers and stuff. And it's exciting and it's fun and it's about killer mermaids and like what a cool way to enter into the film world with a killer mermaid film. Like
That's
I'm
right.
so stoked. And I have already made a commitment that if I can get through this film alive, I'm getting my first tattoo of there's a design that Camille made that is prevalent throughout the film. It's a kind of a big theme. And yeah, the girls on the set or the guys, Adam, you want to join? Yeah, are going to
Join
get
join what?
join the
The
tattoo
tattoo?
clan. Yeah, we're going to
Um
get it doesn't have to be big. You can get it in your ass cheek or somewhere like you can't see. Yeah.
yeah, it would have to be my right cheek.
Yeah, you're right,
That's the
ass cheek.
only
Okay, cool.
yes.
Yeah, we're all gonna get this design to commemorate that we didn't kill each other. We survived and made it through alive. It's gonna be great. Uh, I'm excited. I cannot believe I'm literally. Somebody said, I think it was Camille or Megan. Was like, "Oh, you're leaving tomorrow," and I was like, "Oh no,
Mhm.
I'm leaving tomorrow."
Yeah.
Oh my god. We're gonna it's happening.
It's
It's
happening,
it's
dude.
it's happening. It's happening. I've been talking about a feature. I've been talking about the next feature for a long, long time. Wanting it to happen. Last year, wanting it to happen, then COVID hit. Then, the years before that wanted it to happen and it just wasn't the right time. We didn't have the right script or whatever. And now it's happening and it's surreal and it's scary
Yeah.
and it's you know every day Peyton, my producer, is hustling out right now. She calls me and we just download and we're just like freaking out. Like, okay, do we have this? Do we have the equipment? Do we have the food? Can we make sure everybody's checks don't bounce? Like, can we
Yeah.
take care of people? That's our biggest thing. And like, one thing we haven't budged on is like we refuse to like cut corners that are easy to cut because it's easy to be like, all right, guys, you guys are all just gonna eat like shit. We're just
Yeah.
going to,
Yeah.
and it's easy because it's an easy fix.
Right.
We can cut like $5,000 right there if people ate like shit, you know? And that's not fair. Not to like this film family that I like really legitimately care about it. It's like it's not the movie. Like I care about the movie. I love the movie and we're gonna do awesome in the movie. But it's like it's the people that make this movie possible, right?
Mm,
I think that's the most important. And I think a lot of producers only care about a lot of producers and directors just care about the movie or the product and they forget the real
the journey.
superstars
Yeah.
are is and the real joy of it is the journey and it's the process and it's the relationships and
Yeah.
all the people that trust in you and are excited to be on the project like they're the last people that you want to just cut stuff for, you know. I'd rather cut a piece of equipment than cut the budget to feed my crew properly, you know, or
Right.
cut. So we're utilizing this creative way to just, you know, um, get things that we need that is maybe less of a burden for people. That stuff that people don't really think about that really adds up in the long run, you know. Toilet paper for 40 people for almost 3 weeks is adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Um, and same with bug spray and sunscreen and masks and basic crap like that, you know?
It's interesting you say that. It's better to soak in the journey along with not only the fact that, you're going to be in this collaborative environment where you're going to create something that is ultimately yours, but it's like Transformers. You guys are like Autobots uniting and shit like that. And it's a team effort,
Yeah, it's a
100%.
team effort.
And I feel like you're right. I think even when you're doing something as mundane as writing, even just something as little as that goes a really long way in the collaborative sense, you know?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
the fact that you have been with, Camille, friend of the podcast,
Hmm.
like from the very, very beginning, and then all the way to its, natural conclusion. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a fucking adventure.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's a truly, and a lot of people don't realize that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's just, you're right. Like it feels like some producers or directors will kind of treat it corporately and just
Yeah.
you're making it another product, and it just doesn't, it you lose that passion and flavor inside that film that's imbued in the film behind the
Yes.
scenes.
Yes. And the thing is like, you know, much as I am stressed out and complain or voice
Mm,
my dissatisfaction with
not
how
complaining.
little
Go ahead.
little money that we have to work with and how little resources that we have. I know that once we get to the bigger stuff, we're going to miss these days when it was a team, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's oh god, I'm sorry to cry.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
It's
I Because it baffles me too. And I couldn't be more, of course I couldn't be more appreciative to be with you, but I also couldn't be more appreciative of the people around you too. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like especially friend of the podcast, Roxy, she's coming in any moment now.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it's just we all want the same thing, and we all are here for the same thing, is to make
Yeah.
pretend and have fun with it with friends and
Yeah.
shit like that, you know it's
It's
truly
it's
summer camp.
it's a film camp. It's a film camp, and I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for to be on this level where so many people can, as a family, get together and make this a reality.
Yeah.
And like this is the closest to having a direct impact that you can get on someone's career, someone's project, someone's dream.
It's
You know,
inspiring.
it So like it's unbelievable when people come in and buy you some masks, but like we are checking that every single it's not like a giant ass film where it's like 50 layers of hierarchy of different people and stuff and they don't feel the effects. Like your donation is literally a direct impact on a very small group of people.
Mm.
And like I get every single email, I get every notification, I'm the one packing boxes. My group is in their houses grabbing stuff from their house, from their homes, from
I'm
other
bringing shit
people's
too.
homes. Yeah, to decorate. It's I'm sure some of us will be cooking on set for people, There's uh companies and awesome local restaurants are getting involved, brown, grassroots and stuff. I mean, we raided my freaking closet for wardrobe, and like this is, eh, you know, I think people are only going to see most people in this world are only going to see when I'm big and I've on that 50 million whatever project, and they're going to think that that was it. They're not going to get to see this part.
Yeah.
And this is the hardest part, but it's the most rewarding part.
Super rewarding. Yeah.
And I am so emotional all the freaking time because like
it's okay.
Just I'm so excited that so many people are wanting to make this happen for us,
I couldn't be more excited, Christine. And I think I speak on behalf of a lot of people on this set. We're all really excited because part of it is I'm working with you again, which I even told I talked about this in therapy too, which is hilarious. But I said that I wasn't like, I'm not like I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole, but usually I wouldn't. It's just production assistant. I know the ins and outs of.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm going to go into production assistant again, I'm still going to have a smile on my face, no matter what.
Because you're more than just a production assistant.
Yeah, I know. But it's one of those things where I'm still gonna, it's because it's what you said. I'm being part of this history where I'm gonna be with you and other great minds alike. You know what I'm saying? And that's, to me, so fucking special. And I thank you for that, for letting me tag along with you, this fucking idiot.
This is Fun Employment 2.0, basically.
This is Fun Employment 2.0, and now you have Adam to have commentary on this.
Yeah, Fun Employment 2.0. Yeah. And we all are a bit more experienced now. We have a little bit more resources than what we started off with. We have a much better script, much better everything.
Hang on. I liked Fun Employment.
But it's like it's the next step, and man, and I cannot believe it's happening. Like,
I know
it's happening. We're going to be shooting on May 3rd. Our crowdfunding is ending next week,
and the next time you see us, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be in Louisiana in face to face.
Yes, the next time we're on
I know,
podcast, dude. We're on set.
Oh man, don't fucking cry. Man.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna cry now.
This is so stupid. Why am I crying? I'm making a big fool of myself on Facebook Live. We're gonna be on the set.
I know.
On Sunday.
I know.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
It's so embarrassing.
I get to shit talk you in front of your face.
Oh my God. I can't.
I know, dude. I'm gonna, yeah. This is gonna be one for the ages.
God.
For sure.
We're gonna be on set the next podcast.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Unless we're gonna be on the road podcasting if time permits, but I think we're gonna be I'm more than certain we're gonna be face to face. So yeah, we're gonna be there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm crying my eyes out.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, Christine bears her soul. So the least you can do is click that link in that description and give us some fucking Clorox. I'm kidding. No, but please invest in us. Please, even if it's just a little bit, you guys. It goes a long way. And I can't thank Christine enough, and I also can't thank the listeners enough, even though there's only a few. Once this podcast becomes big, I'm going to remember you motherfuckers. Just so you know. Once we go global with this podcast,
live on Facebook,
we're gonna destroy the Joe Rogan experience with this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. That's my goal. Yeah, Christine, I'm more than thankful, and I couldn't be more appreciative that I'm going to be tagging along with you and just witness this journey, this story unfolding before our eyes and shit like that, that we all collaborated on, which is going to be even more strange, because it takes more than one to run a ship, yeah, no, I'm excited. We're going to be there, with better audio on Christine's side and
better everything.
Yeah.
With the whole crew, with real equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. Real ass equipment and all. Yeah, dude.
And I know that I knew that this film was coming up, but like just thinking that literally the next podcast we're going to be on site is like really
I'm so excited. I'm very excited for that.
I'm very excited. I'm also like freaking out.
Why?
Just like
it's just a podcast with you and me, and maybe with 10 other people.
I know, it's more I'm just freaking out. I want everybody to have a good experience.
Oh, Christine, don't you fret. I mean, this is gonna be one of the. I mean, it's just gonna be a great time. Like I remember the first email you even sent. I looked at the email list and I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna fuck shit up."
We're making a movie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're. I mean, oh crap, we're gonna be on set very soon. I am, and I'm probably gonna cry so much on set too. It's tears of joy. It's a mixture. It's a tears of joy, tears of fear, but a wise professor who donated to our crowdfunding campaign, by the way, Mr. John Doggett, who helped me perfect.
John Doggett.
Yes, who helped me perfect my pitch, along with other people.
Oh, right.
He really helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He, at the very, very, very beginning in film school, not film school, I never went to film school, in business school, said, if you weren't afraid, it means you aren't taking it seriously enough. And this is literally the next juncture where I'm deathly afraid. I felt this way. I had this same feeling when I graduated business school, and I was in one of my best friends' living room, and I decided that I was going to not take a real job, And then I was going to make movies instead and start my own company called Moth the Flame. And I had the same feeling that I'm feeling right now, where I was so afraid and I was crying on her couch too. And she said, "Hey, worst comes to worst, you have a couch to sleep on and you can get a real job. If you're not going to be homeless, you're not going to if you fail miserably, there are people who are there to catch you." And I have that feeling right now of this just scared shitless, excited,
Mm-hmm.
but I know something great is going to happen.
Absolutely.
I
100%.
just know something incredible is about to happen. It's going to be really hard, long
Absolutely.
hours,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully not many people complaining.
No.
Hopefully. And we're going to make something amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's going to make lots of our investors a lot of money. I have confidence in that. But really we're going to make something that I feel like is going to put ourselves on the map. People are going to give a shit about us. And all the people who donated, who were part of the crowdfunding campaign, who were investors in this project, like Tejas, like Adam Glick, like some of my class of 2012 MBA folks, um, are going to be, they can be proud to say, hey, I was there
Yeah, dude.
before anybody cared. So, all you guys who have been sharing, who have been donating for, and all that stuff, you guys are going to be the people who I'm going to thank and remember when I'm finally at the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so freaking grateful to be in this position.
Absolutely. I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful even doing this podcast with you. You know? I'm just yeah, no, everything has been tremendous, Christine. And I can't even imagine your position right now because I would probably be the same exact way, just hysterical. You know, it just because it's a lot. It's a lot because you got people who are investing in your passion too, you
Yeah,
know.
I've got money on the line. I've got
Well,
my own
yeah,
money
but
on the line.
I'm not
I've got
I'm
other
speaking.
people's money on the line.
I know, but I'm speaking past money. I'm speaking in terms of the investment of time and also any resources. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
any
Like
resources.
you just the people out there, there's so much to be thankful for, but there's even more to be thankful for people watching, people seeing this, the journey, you know? Like somebody told me, a wise man once told me,
We had know a
um
lot of wise men and women.
I actually no, she was a woman who told me this. Actually, I don't even know why I just messed genders up like that. How dare I? But a wise woman once told me that there's no such thing as those are the days. There is such thing as these are the days. And I still, it didn't dawn on me till years later when she told me. I was a kid, I was a child. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that makes no sense. And you know, when you're telling that to a kid, now I understand that. And I think that is more crucial than ever, especially nowadays, where people are, even with the pandemic, a year ago, people were freaking out. Chrissy, you were freaking out. I was freaking out.
Yeah.
I had no idea where my next job was going to be. And by the way, I didn't get many. I got maybe one job, and it was a dark, scary time. But to see this in the horizon and to see what the rest of the year is going to be like in the horizon, say no more. I'll do another year of pandemic if that means I can get this again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying that I want to, not at all.
And Kelly's on the podcast now. Kelly, I've been crying.
You want to join in, Kel?
I'm not PMSing. That's the thing. I literally am not. I'm just so overwhelmed. Adam said,
I didn't make her cry, by the way. She did this herself.
Adam said the next podcast we're all gonna be together and we're going to be on set, and I just freaking lost it. Like
I didn't mean to. Now I look like an asshole.
Well, no, it's just like everything has been going by so fast, like incredibly fast.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to process anything. Like,
I know.
Nobody has. We've just been working. Like, I'm a freaking machine right now. I kid you not. I wake up. Maybe I will try to work out, but most of the time I'm working and texting people is how I'm like doing sit-ups and being like sitting emails and doing crunches and then doing a contract and then calling people for equipment and then posting things about crowdfunding and then posting more social media and then like and like figuring out where to get money and all those other things and then again jumping into another meeting. And this morning that's what happened. I did that. Camille comes. We're like, all right, let's go into my closet, let's like find some clothes. So we go and like look for clothes, and then like, immediately after that we jump onto a Zoom and we're like casting people, which by the way we casted our Mrs. Lafitte today. So then we casted that, and then I'm on this. So it's been like nonstop. And like the moment when you said we're all going to be together on Sunday, it's like, holy shit.
Surprise.
Surprise. Oh no. Oh yay. I mean, I'm very excited. I am very excited. I'm crying.
She's not looking forward to seeing me, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm very excited.
I'm the last person she wants to see. This
is a mother effing family reunion. Like
I know.
It is. It's like the OGs from Fun Employment. Roxy, Kelly, me. The only person we're missing I've been trying to convince to come is Jason Cates, but he like cannot stand us anymore.
No,
just kidding. He's working from afar. He's working from afar. He's been supporting and making beautiful content for us for
absolutely. Shout out to Jason
Cates, one of our OGs. And then there's people that we've collected along the way that've become family, like Adam and Camille and Lisa, all sorts of people. And if you've noticed, lots of women names are popping up because like this is a very rare film where like I'd say 70% of the keys are female. Actually, we have an all-female sound team.
Hello.
Yes.
Yay. We got.
Okay. Am I oriented the right way?
No. You're sideways.
No, yes.
Stand by.
Yeah, okay. Roxy's on the line too. So if you want to see who Roxy is, for all
speaking of
Instagram,
badass women,
IG people, she is on our Facebook Live right now for Get Realisms. Unfortunately, there's no feature Instagram to add other people. So something you need to change.
Yeah, Instagram, get your shit
together and please make the Instagram Live experience be shareable amongst multiple people. So that's why you're not seeing Roxy's beautiful face that you can now see on Facebook. Our awesome makeup department head. Our makeup department head.
She has a little bit of technical difficulties, so she's gonna pop back in a second.
Yeah. Roxy, you've missed. I've cried like 5 times already on this podcast.
Yeah.
Live
Apparently,
on Facebook.
it's my fault. Who knew?
I have cried 5 times, probably
Mm.
more than that. Oh my God, Roxy. So yeah, Roxy, our key makeup department head, is about to try to come on to our podcast to kind of just talk about her inspiration and design process for makeup. So, and hopefully I won't cry during that process.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our best friend of the podcast, Roxanne McDaniel.
Yay! There she is.
Heyo.
Heyo. Stay there, please.
Roxy, how's it hanging in the Angelus of Laos?
It's good. It's windy today. Weirdly, very, very windy, which I wasn't prepared for. But it's fine.
Just breaking wind over there.
Apparently so, you know.
Ha ha ha.
Dun. But it's good. It's been one of those weird things where it kind of has felt like the floodgates have opened all at once in LA, and that everyone is like, sweet, okay, we're good enough, right? We can go start filming everything. Perfect.
Oh, really? Like it's all you guys are now like ready to go in terms of production?
There's still restrictions, but just like everyone's working again.
Yeah. Well, right. So Roxy in LA is saying that things are opening up in LA. Even more reason for us to finish this film first. And you know me, I like a competition.
Oh yeah, and it's been.
You don't want to get Christine in the
interesting. Oh yeah, no, Christine's all about the competition. If you say, all right, someone's gonna win, you will see the change on her face.
Christine's winning. Yeah. If someone's gonna win, this one is.
Yeah, exactly. So LA's all open up, Roxy. Are you now like picking up than what you had last year? Or were you working a lot last year? I can't remember.
Last year, like it started off well in that it's been a while, yeah. The beginning of 2020 had a lot of momentum. I was lucky in that beginning of January 2020, I had a feature that I was doing, and I was starting to work really regularly. Then everything shut down, as it should have. And then it's just been within like the past month or so, it's feeling not only like it was pre-pandemic for the number of things that are happening work-wise,
right,
but even more so because everyone's trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, it's which is understandable, you know.
Yeah, it's also been the interesting thing, and I feel like this film is included in it, of everyone had a year of sitting at home not doing anything to think, you know what would be a really cool idea? So everyone's going full out like, let's do this thing with this and this and this, which has been really fun and very, very stressful at the same time.
So all my IG folks, just letting you know that the reason looks like we're just listening is because there's actually another guest on the line that we're not able to bring on our IG live because Instagram hasn't made that an option to have multiple people on live. So yes, if you want to see who our mystery guest is, what's our topic today? Our topic is we are making a feature and it's happening, and we're all going to be together on Sunday. We're literally shooting a feature soon. May 3rd to the 16th is our shoot dates in near Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's a killer feminist mermaid film. I cried like 5 times thinking about this. We're looking for people to donate and buy shit on our movie registry to be a part of it, because this film is going to is going to go places. Like, we're not just saying that. So yeah, ErzulieFilm.com. I'm gonna totally comment that to you guys so that you guys can do the thing. But so ignore me because I gotta keep our Instagram folks.
Okay. So Roxy, it's been super long. We're gonna get into the topic of well, this is what Christine wanted to talk about in terms of hair and makeup on the set of Erzulie.
Yeah,
we're talking about that.
Do it.
Yes.
So Christine, take it away.
Sure. How about, do you think we need to, should I go IG live with Roxy so that we can hear her response?
Yeah, you just want to kick me out? That's fine.
just on Instagram. Fine. Just on Instagram, dude.
That's fine.
So wait, how do I do this?
Okay.
You're asking me to do technology things. I can't do technology things.
So what I'm going to do, you may not be able to, you need 2 devices. So I've got my phone running and I've got my computer.
Are you using your phone?
Right? I'm using my phone.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we just do it Facebook Live then?
It's fine. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we'll just, it's okay. Everybody on IG just needs to hop over to Facebook and
Let's
go Facebook Live.
Instagram, get on that Facebook Live.
Yeah,
it's owned by Instagram anyways.
Yeah, because you can't hear most of us. You'll hear the 2 of us, but you won't be able to see our mystery guest that's on Facebook Live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I should have like a black square with a question mark over my face every time you say this.
I know. I'm gonna So this is what I'm gonna do. You keep talking, and I'll just know I'll probably rephrase what you say here and there, so that folks on our Instagram. No. Like a summary.
No.
But it's not fair. I want the people on IG to be able to hear what we're talking about.
But we only have a few more minutes. We don't have a lot of time. And if you're just gonna repeat all the shit me and Roxy are gonna say, we're just gonna waste more time.
Go, just start talking. Go talk to Roxy.
Am I staying on this, or am I going to Facebook, or am I going to Instagram? You guys,
no, just stay where you are.
Just
Roxy.
stay where you are.
You're good.
Okay.
Christine is just gonna recite the entire podcast to Instagram.
I will not. I'm just going to here and there say hi to people on Instagram and tell them to go donate.
So, Roxy, okay. So should we talk about the history, because we haven't had Roxy and Christine in the same podcast together.
Oh, we haven't.
Not since Fun Employment. So for those who are just joining us, or people who have been following our podcast, we haven't had all 3 of us here in one sitting. So guys, can we talk a little bit about history of Christine and Roxy?
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. You're right.
Yep. Let us go back to many a years before.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Yes. I think would have been 6, 7 years ago.
Far, far away.
Circa 2013?
2014.
Circa 2014.
Okay, yeah. So, oh God, I don't like this. God, we're getting old. Fuck. Anyway, sorry, cursing.
Oh no, but, curse away. Who cares?
Oh, good.
Who cares?
So when I met Christine, I had just graduated from UT's film program, but I had done media studies, and I was working as a makeup artist part-time. Or no, at that time I had a full-time position with a makeup company. I knew I wanted to get into film, but it was also a thing. I was like, I don't know how you get into film as a makeup artist. Yeah.
Right.
And one of my friends was talking to a friend and was like doing that whole thing. It was like, oh, so tell me about this person, because it was at a bar. And when it got to me, it's like, oh, that's Roxy. She's a makeup artist. She wants to do film. And it was that moment like, oh, well, I have a friend of a friend that's making a movie. Do you want to give me her info, and then I'll pass it along?
Right. Friend of a friend.
And like literally, I think it was like a friend of a friend of a friend sort of situation.
Oh, wow.
And originally,
so this felt far-fetched for you then, probably. You probably like had your doubts even, right?
I nearly didn't show the first day.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you were afraid.
Yes, I remember you telling me.
You freaked out because I bade you, like, was that why? Is because I was like, you're key now.
No, that was before that bomb got dropped on me that I nearly didn't show. because I went into Roxy panic anxiety mode. And I was like, oh God, what if I go and I'm absolutely terrible? What if I go and it's miserable and I hate it, and now that dream is dead? That was actually the big thing, was I was so afraid of going and hating it, that this dream job of mine was gonna like come crashing down and be like, oh God, I have to figure out a new dream for my life. Fuck.
Oh God.
Dude, I had that moment, like you missed it 10 minutes ago, where it's that being deathly afraid, right? Like I had this exact moment 10 years ago, when I graduated. I guess it's 10 years, 2012. When I graduated business school, 2012, and I was sitting in my best friend's living room, and this like crippling fear of like, what if I have to rethink my entire plan in terms of my career? What if this is not going to work out? What if I'm going to be homeless forever? What if I'm going to be living on a couch? And it was this like, so I know exactly what you're went through. Yeah.
And in that moment of that fear, like it's almost easier to be like, I'm just going to run away from this. If I just don't do it, then the dream gets to live on. And it's just that thing. It's like, I could have made it. I could have been that person, but it just didn't work out. But luckily I had a coworker at my day job that I was talking to who was just like, Roxy, just fucking go. Go. Yeah. It doesn't work. You figure out a new thing, but And so I went to set not knowing anything, got there supposed to be assisting somebody. And then Christine goes, hi, Christine, nice to meet you. So by the way, the other makeup artist isn't going to make it. So you're now the key. You got this?
You got this. You're like, I don't got this. Don't got it. But
and this was what, the first 5 minutes you stepped foot onto set, Roxy? She
pretty
dropped
much.
that.
Yeah, but you still got it. You so got it. That's the thing. Like, you don't understand. You so got it. I never once questioned that you were new at all. Not a single,
good.
Not a single time. I was like, man, we have a really good makeup artist. Like, everything looks great. Like, I had
Roxy's thinking, I'm a pretty good liar.
Yeah, I am.
That's how I felt. I was not a good liar, and it was very obvious that I didn't know what I was doing.
Right. Yeah.
But you see, as someone that had never been in that environment, I thought you knew everything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is how it works. Okay.
You don't know shit. I don't know shit.
Perfect. Match made in heaven.
Oh man, that is so funny. No, I never once thought like, oh, you didn't know what you were doing or anything. I just thought you were a badass and like everybody looked great, and I was like, all right, cool, let's keep doing this again. I had no clue, and that's so funny.
Oh no, so I went, because like you were like, okay, yeah, you can sit up in here and do your makeup. So I remember like taking my stuff out of my case and going, oh fuck.
You're shaking.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. And like holding back tears, because I was just like, this is not what I signed up for. I was going to get to shadow someone, and I was going to learn how to do this and what I'm supposed to do and not supposed to do.
And now you're dropped in the seventh circle of hell.
This was also, I know, Adam, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be there for like 3 hours because it was 2 scenes.
Oh, right.
That's how green I was, that I did not realize a filming day was 12 hours.
And then by hour 8, you're like, are we? What are we doing? It's like, no, Roxy, we got another like 4 more hours. Oh, shit.
Let me send a quick text message. Gonna be late.
Because there's people who think I'm dead.
That's pretty much. That is like film set 101, by the way. Text people to let them know you're not dead.
Dude, and that's the problem with me. So I remembered the first week of shooting, I thought the same thing. I thought we were gonna, so Christine told me that these are long shoot days when I first met her.
Yeah, I told you that.
You did, but you didn't tell me how long. You said these are gonna be long shoot days, but it's gonna, you're gonna be doing X, Y, and Z, whatever. And then that week I showed up, and then after like 6 hours, I remembered I turned to Brad at the time. Brad was there. And I was like, hey, man, how long are we going? And he was like, what? And I'm like, how long are we going to do this for? And he was like, oh, like 12 hours. And I'm like, and my jaw dropped. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, we're going to be here for a while. And I'm like, oh, that long. Great.
Everyone
I didn't
thinks
know.
they know until they find out.
Because it's like the middle of the night. And I'm like, it's like 1 a.m. I should I just didn't think. And then my mom thought like I was like out partying or something. Like I was just like, she was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what did you do? And I'm like, I was shooting. They're like, you were shooting at 1 a.m. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, who shoots anything at 1 a.m. with a whole bunch of, and I'm like, these guys.
Yep. The witching hour.
Yeah.
Truly. And so, yeah, but going back to you though, Roxy, so this was the first set you worked on with Christine. Did you work on anything right after that with her? Or was that Fun Employment? That was Fun Employment. Right. Okay.
So like my first thing right out the bat with Christine was her first feature.
Right.
And then, cause we were filming that on and off over the course of like.
Yeah, a month.
6. Yeah. No, it was more like, it was a thing. Like, I think we started like in the spring and then we were still doing some random shooting in like October.
Yeah.
Cause that one we just kind of kept picking up randomly and doing chunks of it as we went. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I know we did some like industrials together. Yeah. We did some music videos. Then it just came that thing of like, cool, here's a random shoot we're doing. Jump on.
I'm going to go grab a power charger really quick. Like, keep going. Sorry.
Okay. So you worked on music videos. So you were basically there for the rise of Moth to Flame Films.
Pretty much, yeah, at that point.
Yeah. And then all those projects you worked on with her, that sort of just kind of built your resume. And then
it did. And this is something like, once again, for people who've listened to the other episodes, I know you've heard this before. The nice thing about Fun Employment and just kind of the way Moth to Flames was operating at the time was it was a revolving door of crew people. And that if you could jump on for a day, great. If you could jump on for 2 days, even better. If you could be there for 3 hours, okay, it would work.
Also, do you know how to hold a boom pole?
Pretty much everybody held a boom pole. You know, that's what
hated holding that pole so damn much.
Have you ever ran sound before? No? Perfect.
Roxy, stop moving your hands. Why? Because we could hear it. But the mic's there. I'm holding this part. I did sound one time and then they took it away from me very, very quickly.
Man, that's legendary. Like when we're big, like that's what we need to show is like evidence that we all were sound ops at one point on our movie.
I remember this. It was when she walked out in the backyard to the tent and like went into the tent. That was the one because there was also mosquitoes.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. So you were just getting eaten alive.
Yeah. And the reason that I was doing sound at that point was there was a dog running around. So I think Jason was having to like be the dog wrangler, so he couldn't hold the boom pole.
Yes, Jason had to be the dog wrangler because he's kind to animals. Not that we weren't, but he for some reason was better with that particular dog. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that dog was crazy, and I couldn't do it because I'm allergic to pet dander.
Oh right, yeah. Oh man, so that was probably a trip.
That was a trip. I do always recommend when people first get into film, like you should try a couple of different positions, you know, make sure the one that you're doing is the right fit for you. That was not the right fit for me. It was not.
Sound.
Not at all.
Very quickly.
Never ever again. I did it the one time and I was good.
But that's the thing though, you have to like go through those kinds of positions to realize, oh yeah, I can't do this. Like I remember doing G&E once and I'm just like, yeah, my back is shattered, so I can't do this anymore. Seeing those gaffers and grip people, I mean, yeah, that it was just, I mean, hats off to them because that is really tough. And then I thought camera department would be cool, realized I'm too dumb for that. And then slowly and surely I stumbled upon art because I didn't quite realize I was a fan of art before I knew art department was a thing. Like I was just into props and like.
Adam, I pinned you for art real fast.
Yeah, and because I just loved like key things that are like they play in the movie, like I don't know, like the use of like cell phones in The Departed, or you know, just small little things that people probably won't pay attention to, but I did when I was growing up because that shit was just the most fascinating thing. And then the fact that I could do that in frame, especially on my first set, I got hooked in it. I was like, oh, this is in. Like I'm on board with all this. And then Kelly, I was just annoying Kelly with 1,000 questions, and then lo and behold,
That's how you learn.
Yeah, I know. And then she would just be like, can you just stop and just go over there? And I'm like, okay. And then can you carry this for me? Okay. And then no, she was great. She was a fantastic teacher, much like Christine Chen. And now, yeah, I know the art department, and I love it so much. But yeah, I had to learn those other departments to realize, like, yeah, I can't do this.
No, and especially like early on when you're doing like smaller budget things, you're gonna get weird random offers like, hey, we have this production. You're like, oh, can I do this? And they're like, we actually don't need that, or we've got that covered, but there's this thing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's good to know how all the other departments work, because you understand your role better and what you need to do to also not piss off the other departments. Because at the end of the day, it's a team sport. So you want to not have the grips working against you because you piss them off by standing in their way every single day.
Right. Yeah.
It's the little things like that. Like, departments will take note when you do things that not always are done to make their life easier.
Oh yeah. And I listen, I have a roster of shitty people in my head.
Yep. We all got that list.
I got it.
Everybody would be lying if they said they didn't have this roster. Every single person in this industry has a roster of people that they're like, nah, no more. Yes. I remember.
You stink.
Yes, I remember all the complainers. I remember all the people who were rude to other people. I remember because, like I keep saying on a lot of these podcasts, people will always remember the way you made them feel.
Yep. And it's also like, sometimes it's knowing when to let things go as well. Yeah. Like, I had recently on a production.
Wow.
There was a grip who was getting really annoyed with people because he kept moving stuff and people would be in their way. And it just so happened I was standing in his way, and he's like, I need you to move. And he said it really aggressively. And I just looked and went, oh, fuck, my bad, dude. Like, jumped out of the way immediately. Because I was in my own little bubble. Yeah. And like 2 hours later, he came up to me and he was like, hey, I just wanted to apologize. And I just was like, what are you apologizing to me for?
Right. It was already forgotten. Like, yeah.
I legitimately, like, I had totally forgotten. He was like, for the big, and I was like, I don't know what you're apologizing to me for. And he went, okay, so never mind. And then I went, oh, is it because you told me to move? He's like, well, yeah, I thought you were going to be pissed about it. I was like, I was literally in your fucking way of you doing your job. Tell me to move the fuck out of the way if I'm blocking your job, and I'm going to move. And he's like, okay, that's cool. Sweet. I'm glad we're on the same page. And it was just so amusing. Like, I could tell he really thought, like, all right, I just pissed off this person, even though they were in my way. So now I've got to go do the thing. And it's funny. He's like randomly messaged me so many times about just either work stuff or just randomly being like, hey, saw this thing and it reminded me of that time you told that story.
Oh, see, and yeah, because that's the other thing too. Like, you just said something like profound, and that is just letting things go. And that takes a lot from me because I'm a sensitive teddy bear. I can't stand shit at all. But when it comes to stuff like that, yeah, it's a no-brainer. I'm just like, no, I'm in your way. Like, I should be the one apologizing, not the other way around, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, when it comes to just like understanding that everyone works in the pace that they work in, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're working on the same pace as you. You know, it's always going to be different, but you still want to go out of your way to be respectful of everyone's time and their space, and you know, all that. Like, you always want to be mindful. Sometimes I'm an idiot and I forget, and sometimes I just make jokes and people don't laugh and they're like, can you get this kid out of here, please? Like, why the fuck is he here? And I've been on those sets where because when I get nervous, I don't shut up.
So, yeah, same. It's a problem.
I'm a nightmare to kidnap.
Like, if you ever see me standing there just randomly, like, going off on a tangent for like 5 minutes to someone I've just met, just know I'm in panic mode and you should like come and give me an excuse to get out of it, because my brain is going like, I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. 100%. I don't know how to stop talking. Oh God, if I just stop talking now, it's awkward. I need an exit strategy. There's no exit strategy. Oh God.
Yeah. And this is why Roxy and I became really quick friends. Like we just wouldn't shut the fuck up for like hours until people were like, "Hey guys, we wrapped," and it's just like, "Oh shit, okay."
Thanks.
Because we can't shut up, and we're just stressed out, and we're just like, "Isn't this crazy? Yeah, this is crazy. Oh my God." I loved it. But yeah, and then that's the other thing too. You just
I won't stop crying, so this is great.
What'd you say, Chris? Sorry, I trampled all over what you said.
Funny group. The two of you guys won't shut the fuck up, and then it'll be me crying in the corner because I'm so emotional.
And then we won't stop talking because we don't want to be emotional, and I'm getting anxious because I think I'm getting emotional. So I'm just gonna keep talking, and then eventually I'm gonna be emotional, and then Roxy and I are gonna cry together.
5 hours later, the podcast finally ended.
Man. So
yeah,
we haven't like been all together since our Fun Employment podcast, and now we're all
together. No, since Louisiana last time we were all together. We didn't do a podcast, but we were all together in shooting the concept for En Route.
En Route, yes.
Was that before or after the start of this podcast? I can't remember.
It was before.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, En Route would have been the I think so. Technically, Adam, that's the only time you and me have actually worked together.
And we hit it off. That's right, homie. Yeah.
Became one of the ants giving you lectures.
Yeah. Oh my God. And that's the other thing too. Everyone Christine knows is just infinitely smarter than I am. So I just know to have know to hang around you guys because it makes me feel smarter. Even though, like, when you really get to know me, you're like, oh, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know it. And I think at one point, Christine found that out, and you're like, well, oh well, he's handy. So
I don't think it's that we're smart. It's just we've been doing, like, the longer you do film, the smarter you get by default because you've just seen it all at that point. Yeah. So you're like, all right, I got this story for you.
That's exactly what it is. Isn't that our intelligence level has gone up? It's literally because we've seen shit. We've seen some shit.
A lot of shit.
I mean, but I do honestly think you guys are incredibly smart too. That's why I prefer to work with you guys because no, I'm serious because I've definitely worked with other. I mean, listen, I've worked with some people who are just sandwich short of a picnic. Let's just say so a bunch of dummies. Sorry, excuse my language, but you guys. I don't know. I learn more working with you guys than I do anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like I absorb more, and even the mistakes that I do make, you guys don't see them as like, how do I explain? Like I've been on sets where when I make a mistake, people are like, oh no, you're an idiot. I don't know if this will work out for you here, but you should fuck off now. When I'm working with you guys, especially my first set working with Christine, it wasn't like you guys not only didn't do that, but you guys taught me along the way. It's like, this is why you made the mistake. It's fine, but this is what happens. You guys showed me instead of just telling me that I fucked up. And that meant the world to me because people don't usually do that. People rather just let you sink. And they're not going to help you out in that certain. But if I ask for help from either one of you guys, I know you guys will help me out, you know, not just you two, but other people around Christine, even around Roxy. Like, I just know that we all are working together and we're all going to fuck up, but we will pull ourselves up again to just know that, listen, it is what it is. We make a mistake. Shit happens, you know, and even learning shit to let things go. I learned from fucking you and Kelly, Christine, you know, it's just like when people just like want to, you know, talk shit, you ain't going to get shit.
As an AD, you have to let many things go.
And you remember, though, you know what I'm saying? Like you remember and
like,
you let it go. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, okay, so we're behind schedule because none of it's my fault, but okay, we can pretend it's my fault. It's cool.
Exactly. And seeing you guys. Yeah.
Directors know what they're doing, and TV won't stop arguing with the director, and they won't listen to me, but totally my fault.
Those were the days, right, Christine? Anyways, yikes. Anyways, no, but I don't know. I learned so much from working with good people like you people. I mean, we're at an hour and a half, Christine. Do we want to keep going? Go off because Roxy and I we have another 8 hours. I just
never made it to the actual makeup design.
Not real. Well, we talked about the history.
The reason I'm actually here.
Right. So we talked about the history of you twos, but
You twos.
But we can talk about the hair and makeup in Erzulie. You wanna talk about it, Christine, before we head out?
Real quick.
Yeah.
And take it away, action.
No, this is you, Christine. You're the one who brought this shit up. Why the fuck what are you talking about? You didn't go through anything with me pre-podcast. You're like, are we live? Are you live? Are you on Instagram now? Okay.
Well, obviously there are lots of awesome characters and they all represent different things. There are 4 leads, 4 of the main leads that are not the mermaid. We've got Courtney, who plays Wendy Wolof. Wendy Wolof is her W stands for wisdom, and we really wanted something that kind of felt that way. And in terms of the elements, she represents water in our film. So when it came to the wardrobe, blues were a big thing. And how did you design Wendy Wolof's look?
So with her, like, really wanted to just keep her pretty clean and simple and glowy. It was kind of the direction with it. And with all the makeup looks, I wanted to keep them because each character has their own color palette and their world they're working into. And it's that fun thing with makeup sometimes, especially when it's still a reality-ish based production, of like, cool, this is their color palette. Well, I'm not just going to put everyone in an eyeshadow of that color.
Right.
So it's figuring out ways to kind of tie it in so it's still in that color family, but not just like she gets a swatch of blue across her lid. She gets a swatch of yellow.
Yeah.
Right. Look like Braveheart.
Exactly. So with her, like I said, the design aspect is keeping her pretty clean and simple, and doing what's known as a halo eye, which is where you have a darker color on the inner and outer corner, and then a brighter one on the center of the lid. And with that, whoa, I'm going to be doing, it actually will be a blue, but it's going to be like that white turquoisey blue, just kind of smudged in there. So when the light catches it, you get kind of like a shimmer of blue. Adam, your face. I'm just like, dope. Oh, these are words.
No, that's dope. I didn't know that you could. I know I can't control my face, Roxy. It is what it is.
I just love that.
But I just because it blows my mind the intricacy of like shadow and color and how everything blends in. It's not just a camera department thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's an every department thing. You know, even hair and makeup. Come on.
Oh yeah, we all think about it. And like, I think that's what makes a good production is when all the small elements are thought about. And kind of like how you joked earlier with art departments, like, is anyone going to notice this cell phone? No. Right. But it makes that world. And that's really what all all the departments, all the different story features. It's all about developing the visual world that you're taking the audience into. And even though it might not be noticed, like, oh, her color's blue, she even's got that little shimmer of blue on her eye.
Right.
On some level, your brain registers it, and it just builds another layer to that mental image.
Right.
And honestly, I've been really impressed by how sophisticated sometimes some of the viewers are. There were things that people would just catch on that I didn't even realize they would be able to. I did a pitch to somebody, and they immediately caught on like how the names were very specific, like Faye Smalling, because she's fearful and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, like you noticed that. We didn't think that people would care, but it's those things where it's like you'll notice them when they're not there, right?
Yeah.
But that's the beauty, but also annoying thing about good filmmaking is that you don't want to notice some of this stuff. Like if it's glaring and it's in your face, then it's like too on the nose,
distracting,
distracting, and it takes you out of the story, right? You want it to be on this edge of it's there, but it's so beautifully incorporated that you don't notice that you're being influenced. I think that's the hardest part of all the departments of filmmaking. I mean, that's what lighting does too. They're like, oh, it's too sourcey. They always say this is too sourcey. It's too obvious it's coming from a source, Or you don't want deep shadows unless you're doing for a specific stylistic reason, or like it's too on the nose. And you get that a lot when you're writing. We're hitting people on the head with that. We're going to be influencing without being obvious that we're influencing you. And I think that's the hard thing. Easy to skew one way or the other. It's easy to go like you said, swatch a blue. Blue is her theme, right? Or it's easy to be like, I don't care. It's not even there, right?
Right.
So finding this nice line where it's like we thought about it. There's a reason for everything, and that's why I think that's the fun part. I had this conversation yesterday with Camille about wardrobe. I didn't understand why she had one of these choices that she made, and then she went into the details of like she's wearing the specific thing, but this is because Wendy does a seance and it's voodoo related, and so she needs to wear a certain kind of outfit that fits the voodoo vibe and all and other stuff. And it was like, oh. Meanwhile, stupid me was like, why is she wearing this big giant black thing? Like I didn't get it. So then between the two of us, we realized for the uneducated viewer, maybe we need to throw in a line that subtly teaches people why that's out of the ordinary and call attention to why that is a character choice and why it's important. So a simple line of like, why do you look like Miss Chloe?
Yeah.
Respect the process. Oh, she did this on purpose. She dressed a certain way because she's trying to do
some voodoo shit. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it's like these little subtleties, and it's just cool to think about it and be able to chat and like bounce those kinds of ideas with all the different departments. Like that. I don't know if anybody will ever catch it, but just the little marking that will be on Miss Lafitte and Erzulie, the mermaid, just to show that they're related somehow, But will people notice that? Hopefully, But I think what's cool is when they do, they'll be very mind blown. I think that's the cool part when you like watch any film, when you notice the details and you go, whoa. They thought about that, like some of the series, I catch this in television shows when you're like 8 seasons deep or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, that explains why season 1 it was like this,
Right.
Because that's how deep and detailed
the callback. Yeah.
People have thought through everything. And I think that is the difference between great cinema and okay cinema, is the depth the layers that are being built in every single one. Not just camera. Camera always gets like, it's always camera, right? But it's everything. And it sucks because I know that, like, Roxy, I know that makeup department often gets overlooked because they don't realize why that's important. Because, oh, it's just, my wife putting on makeup. Like, why does that take 30 minutes, right? But they don't realize, like, if the actors feel right, they feel good, they're going to become that character. If
right.
you make them feel like if they don't feel good, and they feel fat, and they feel like shit or whatever, and they don't believe that they're who they are trying to convey, it's going to come off on camera. So that's why all the departments are important, and why, knowing that, and if we've done enough understanding why each of the departments are important makes a film. So, okay, when you all. Now, the next character is, let's do Ari. So, Ari Palaverde is, she's A for avoidance. Because she avoids things, her problems manifest themselves in other ways that she herself may not be aware of. So, like, if you're avoiding your problem, you might drink a lot. You might act out a lot. You might be, more promiscuous and stuff like that because, like, you've got to cope with that stress in some form or way. Mm-hmm. Her color is fire. So it's reds, yellows, oranges, that kind of feel. So, Roxy, what did you have in mind for Ari?
So the Ari, it's kind of keeping it very lived in, very much, kind of that person. The idea has she's the person that, like, she put on some eyeshadow a couple days ago, and then she's just doing all these things to kind of keep herself going, and never actually took her makeup off and just like reapplied. So it's all very smudgy and very like layery and a lot of texture. And then to kind of keep it with that kind of color palette, doing a wash of like a cranberry red on her lips. Once again, where it looks very lived in. As Camille kind of put it the other day, it was like kind of like she'd just eaten a bunch of like berries. Right, so it doesn't look like she was trying to like put lipstick on and be like, oh, I'm pulling myself together. It's there was lipstick at some point, and then like I did a thing, right, and it was there. Yeah, I had one too many drinks, and so this is just what's left after that.
That's a great description of it. Yeah, that's how I feel all the time. I love that.
It's like a natural lived-in look.
Yeah, a lived-in look. I like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, our third character that we'll talk about is Violet Burns. Violet Burns. So there's a pun on that. So Violet stands for vengeance. She's the kind of person who, when you are faced with trauma and stuff like that, you instantly react. Instead of thinking, processing, you just react. So you get really angry really fast, or you get really sad really fast, or you just make split decisions.
Polarizing, yeah.
Her color is green, which is of the earth. Envy, that kind of feel for green, and yes, take it away.
So, sorry, Christine, did you say go? Because I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, you are very low in your audio.
Violet, what do you have in mind for Violet?
So for her, kind of the idea is, because of what her character is, and that like she's a personal trainer, she's our tough girl, like she's the one, she's like, she's getting shit done and not gonna like hold back in the moment. Keeping her very minimal, because once again, like she's a personal trainer, she probably wouldn't wear as much makeup as someone that like works in an office because she's very physically active. But doing some definition around her eyes and kind of focusing on that bottom lash line and kind of smudging in a bit of shadow, probably like working in once again to get that color in there, just doing a black that has a little bit of that greenish tone like smudged into it. So once again, you don't really see it, but when the light catches it, it's like, oh, was it black or was that like moss colored? Like keeping that depth to it. And then just keeping her once again very plain, just letting her features, because she also has like great features, just really kind of stand out.
And our final non-mermaid character is Faye. Faye Smalley. So Faye's character, F, stands for fear. She's the one that I actually gave this note in the audition. She's the sad puppy. Every time we see the sad puppy, when we want to save the sad puppy, she's always somewhere in her head. You always want to protect her, and she's the youngest of the group. And yes, she's afraid of everything. That's how she feels with life. Faye, what was
so her design, once like her color is kind of pinks and grays, so very kind of sullen colors, and keeping her where she almost has like a no makeup look, and that very minimal, some washes of pinks and grays, keeping it all very soft, but just giving it almost like a sunken in look at the same time, where it's like, okay, is she sleeping? Is she okay? Like, when was the last time she ate something? But still keeping it in a realm where it's like not distracting. If it's finding, kind of like how you were talking before, like it's finding that middle ground of like, okay, we didn't make her look like she has not gotten sleep in the past like month, versus, okay, she's a pretty girl that doesn't wear makeup. It's finding that in between where it's just enough where it's like, okay, she's got some shit going on underneath the surface that's affecting her physically.
That's really interesting because of all the characters, she's the one that you are needing to bring down in terms of like look-wise, like de-glamour, I guess you would call it, right? Yeah, because she's her character. She's a nurse. She's overworked. She's going through some. She's the one who's in an abusive relationship, so she's seen some stuff. And if you know Zoe Graham, she's like incredibly beautiful. Not that everybody else is incredibly beautiful too, but like we got to mute her down. Mute her beauty is going to be very difficult for Roxy to do. So yeah, so that is Faye as well. And finally, we're gonna just close it out on Erzulie, our mermaid.
Bring yourself closer to the mic, Christine.
Erzulie with our mermaid. Erzulie, E stands for equality. She is a little bit of everything. She is the wisdom that is the umbrella over the world, the goddess, powerful, all-seeing, all-wisdom, non-judgmental.
Like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes. What do you have in mind for Erzulie? Yes.
Sorry, Adam threw me off with that. So her makeup, like out of all the characters, she's been the one naturally that there's been the most conversations about between you, me, Camille, just like figuring out what the direction, what the vibe is for her. And also figuring out, taking a couple of the different influences and how to do them in a respectful manner.
Yeah.
Because one of the big things with this, like we're drawing some from voodoo elements. Like that's definitely one of the things. And immediately when that was kind of brought up as an inspiration, it's like, I love that. That's an aesthetic I think is really fascinating. I was like, but this is something that is a religion. It is a cultural thing. If we're going to bring that in, we need to do so with knowledge of what is okay, what is appropriate, what would be when, and not just present a caricature of that religion. Because that's something I feel like a lot of people don't realize, is that voodoo and hoodoo is a religion-based thing. And just like you wouldn't want to insult anyone's other religions, voodoo does need to be treated with respect as well. So we're very fortunate that Christine, with her vast network of people, just made a Facebook post that's like, hey, who knows voodoo and can give us insight?
Yeah.
And next thing we know, we were on a chat with
voodoo priestess, Madam, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm so sorry to her. I can't remember like her exact like title right now. But immediately we're like, okay, here's a bunch of photos of things that we saw that are cool. Can you explain to us why someone would have this face marking and if it's appropriate? Or I've noticed this a lot. Would that be a thing, or is that just a pop culture reference? So we were able to get a lot of knowledge from her and really decide like, these are elements we want to take and incorporate it into her design. So it's things like there is a mark sometimes you will see going from the bottom lip down the chin. That is actually a symbol for being like the highest level of witch and have like gained the most knowledge. So that was something immediately we're like, that's on her. She has to have that element because she is their magical like entrance into this world and like does things for them. And then the other like symbol that we're incorporating that we noticed in a lot of imagery was the dots across the cheekbones and on the face. And that's actually the symbol of like a warrior and like going into like kind of like a battle situation. So that immediately was like, cool, we're going to do that as well to kind of symbolize what she's doing for these women. So that was something that was really, really beneficial, getting to have that knowledge to make informed decisions with this design.
Yeah. So we've had countless. The mermaid's the most complicated one that we're all scared of. Like interested in seeing how long. This is probably the most complicated character I've ever created in terms of makeup. I've been very much like natural and like day-to-day normal people, you know, like regular people. I kind of ventured into the earth below, creating a world, and then a little bit of Gloria, but that was because it was period. This is like us creating some completely non-existent, but there's inspirations behind the character itself. But it's been really neat going back and forth on like what kind of prosthetics should she have, and holy shit, prosthetics are expensive, and why do we need 4 of them? You know, and learning stuff like that. Like I'm being educated. Then I had a panic moment, and I think you realized it when I did. But like when I was like, how are they gonna? She's gonna be in the water. Are the prosthetics gonna be okay? Oh crap! Like, are they gonna stick on? Or are they stay on? Like, what are we gonna do? And Roxy's like, dude, that's what I've been telling you. Like, that's why I wanted silicone type prosthetics, because they won't F up in the water, and that's why I want 4 of them. Yeah. And I'm like,
I started laughing so much when I got that text from you, because I was like, we're like a week and a half before filming. I'm getting this message now.
Yeah.
Just
good thing I thought
your
about
phone
it.
on your head.
You finally figured it out. Yeah.
But that's honestly like so tying in like, please go donate to the Kickstarter and such. The makeup budget becomes a very big expense. And one of the biggest things about it is this shit gotta be waterproof.
Yeah.
Like, and that's one of those things, like, that is specialty products. Like, you can't just take your regular makeup, put it on, jump in the pool, and it stays. So it's a thing where it's like, okay, it's getting products that are waterproof. It's then getting sealers to make them extra waterproof. It's then doing something underneath it to really make it stick to the skin. So what is like one of those things like, okay, well, it would be, you know, say $100 for that prosthetic. It's like, that's the base price of it. Now add on these 7 products to make that product work how we need it to. So that $100 prosthetic, you're now looking at a bill of about like $300 to actually make it function how you need it to.
I'm learning so many producing crap. Like, I knew it would be expensive, but I didn't factor in, like, until that day when I sent you the text, freaking out, being like, oh my God, everything's gonna fall off. And then the paint's gonna fall off. And then we're not gonna have a mermaid. And then, like, she's in a pool and there's chlorine. Like, what are we gonna do there? And then she's in a river. What are we gonna do there? Like, everything happened that day when I texted you, being like, did we think about this? I'm pretty sure you thought about this, but like, I'm just thinking about this right now.
But I need you to tell me you've thought about this and explain how it's been thought about.
That's the best part too about you, Roxy, because you're like, I'm already 7 steps ahead, but go ahead, educate me.
So
Colin now on their shit.
Yeah, well, people who had worked with me realize that comes a point where there is a Christine panic mode. And then Christine starts to go through all the department with her own mental knowledge, limited knowledge of each department checklist, and then freaking out about it. And then like trying to find solutions and realizing their team already has solutions. And then being like, oh, thank God my team has solutions. Oh my God, it's so expensive. And then like this is this roller coaster I've just been on, up and down. So it's been a fun learning experience.
Translation for Christine talk. She's been having panic attacks like every couple of hours.
Exactly.
The budget, just Oh my God. Like, no, dude, those are my nightmares now. I wake up being like, checks are going to bounce. And then I wake up and be like, oh my God, the mermaid it's not gonna work. And then I wake up and I'm like, what if there's what if there's these things happening? And then what if this, and then this, and this. Like,
well, even the fact that we're filming on location there, it brings in a whole nother layer. And this is where like a few times in some of our conversations, I'm like, okay, but we need to have a decision now. It's because ideally, like if you're filming like in Los Angeles or Atlanta, some place that has like access to all the things that you need, it's like, okay, shit, we actually do see that part of her arm that wound would be on. Okay, let's just film something else for now. Let's delay 45 minutes for someone to run to that store, grab that prosthetic. We can apply it. We'll get that shot off in an hour and a half. We don't have that luxury in Louisiana. If we get there and we don't have that prosthetic, we have to think of another solution or we're just boned. So that's where like there's some things where it's like, cool, well, you know, when we have the wardrobe fitting the week of, it's like, you guys, we have to know before the week of. I have to know in the next like 4 days before I get in my car.
Yeah, because everything's going to be limited via location.
Everything's limited, which is the annoying thing because then once again, like going back to the budget and please donate.
Donate.
Link
in the description. Get us toilet paper.
It's that thing where when you have a lot of money and you're filming on location, it's easier because it's like, okay, well, we know for sure we're going to see that thing 5 times. Let's grab an extra 3 of that prosthetic just in case. Because either, you know, prosthetic gets messed up on the day, we can just take it off, put on a new one. We still have 2 extras. Oh, shoot, actually, they decided they don't like her in that shirt. They want to go with the short sleeve. That's fine. We still have another prosthetic. On a small budget, you don't have that luxury. It's we could only afford 4 prosthetic pieces. So that is the only 4 prosthetic pieces we get. And we're using every single one.
Yeah, there's no wiggle room. It's just small, low budget films is just about planning. It's about prep. And we've been prepping luckily since January, February, you know, we've been prepping and having these discussions. And the reason why this film is possible at the budget it is, at the level of quality we're trying to aim for, is because, like, you guys are the people who, like, to us, we're just chatting, having a fun time creating something. Like, we're not thinking, oh my God, I didn't get money for prep week. Like, I can't work at all. You know, no, it sucks because I'm not making any money. Roxy's barely making it. Nobody's really making any money. So we're doing it because like creating something and it's exciting. And it's fun.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm thinking about it all the time. You know, and so yeah, we're gonna. I can't, like what earlier I was telling you that our prop guy was going to just show up tomorrow. Today, he thought he was like that excited. We're all that excited to get started, and because it's like it takes a lot of work, but we've been thinking through this, and we want to create something we've never done before, and test skills we haven't done before, but it is on a small scale. But we're doing a lot, and what it is it takes prep. Takes us thinking through every single little bit, every single detail, and being very strategic with where we spend our money. So, yeah, it's a small ass film, and that's why when we say donate, just not just me, it's that you can literally see a direct impact of your money. It's not going to be like a big set where it's like, oh, it maybe went to their giant crafty spread.
It's with the rest, yeah.
Or like some luxury. This is not. We made a Amazon baby registry list so that people can buy toilet paper for us, or PPE equipment, or N95 masks and stuff like that. Like, this is stuff that will keep us safe and happy. And they're literally not luxuries. They just add up when there are 40 people on set for 3 weeks. It's just what happens. And we're having to spend, we want to have budget to also make the film look nice, and have that quality. So, yeah. So if you don't believe in, it's totally fine, because I understand and identify sometimes about this is, handing people off money. Who knows they're gonna spend it. We made a registry. You'll go and see. There's a lot of unsexy items that need to be had in order for our film to be made. So if you don't feel like, hey, my $10 doesn't go anywhere, go up and you're gonna see the $9 face mask that we're gonna need, the $14 thing of hand sanitizer that we need. Every bit matters. Every single bit. Yeah. Why do they have baby showers? This is why. This is literally this is a baby. We're making a movie baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need all our aunts and uncles and relatives and friends and family to care about this thing. Yes.
Oh, Christine, do you want to hear about a panic attack that you gave me with the budget at one point?
Oh dear God. Okay.
So it was when we did the fitting of the tail. And we were talking about like prosthetic pieces and all that, and her getting transported. In my head, I was like, okay, well, it's fine. She's in the water. She comes out the one time. Every time else, she's in the water when she's in this tail, and they carry her. It only plays on this many days. And then Christy mentions like, oh yeah, no, it's when she's in the cabin as well. And my heart dropped, thinking I had missed a filming day with this makeup, because my brain immediately went to, oh God,
what'd you do?
that's 3 prosthetics sets. That's this much money. Oh God, me missing this just cost the production like potentially $400. And I went downward spiral panic mode. Man. And I like immediately, like the moment that like Zoom session ended, I sent you a text message. I was like, I only had it scheduled for this many days. Why is she in that makeup at this point? And I was like frantically going through the scripting like, oh God, wait, how did it word it? And I just remember like being on the verge of tears, texting you, thinking like, I just cost the production this much additional money. Oh God. Yeah. And then immediately you're like, oh no, she's just gonna have the tail on. We're not gonna have her like, she's in the process of transforming. So it's just gonna be the tail. And I was like, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. I'm just immediately going and pouring myself a drink, because that was the level of anxiety I had just gone through.
Because you're about to throw your laptop out the window.
I have those anxiety moments like 24/7, Roxy, these days.
But oh yeah, this is not an over exaggeration. This eye has started to form a twitch in the past 2 weeks.
So
it's from this prep that this eye is now twitching. I'm not even joking remotely.
So friend of the podcast, Peyton Brewer, she wrote and directed and produced a short film that I was art director on. And I literally developed that same thing. It was an eye twitch to the point where it was so noticeable that somebody in the crew was just like, hey man, are you good? I'm like, yeah, why? And he was like, your eye's twitching. That's not normal. And I'm like rubbing my eyes and shit. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, the stress is real. And especially if, because, well, I mean, it's fundamentally different in the hair and makeup department than it is for the art department. But in terms of just like when you thought you just fucked yourself, because I done that almost every other day while on that shoot. And Christine was running BTS. She was just having a great fucking time. She was having a vacation. She was just like chilling out, shooting shit. She was looking at me. Hey, Adam, why do you suck? And I'm just like crying and shit.
Buddy, I just filmed the shit show that's happening.
She even took a nap in my car. May it rest in peace.
It was great.
But no. I had, I don't know how many times I had those panic attacks. So yeah, I definitely felt what you feel, because you show up to set, or like you get a phone call or a text message saying like, hey, we're going to shoot this. And it's just like, I'm not there and there's no props there and I'm going to kill myself. I just like, I literally have so many of those days where I'm just like, I think I should turn around and go home. I think this is it for me, you know?
Yeah, so many times. Yeah.
I think one of the best ones was when I was at the makeup store buying some supplies for this, and I literally had like 3 stacks of prosthetics in my basket. And then I get an email that's like, actually, we don't need prosthetics for that. And I just kind of stood there, was like,
I'm going to throw this at your head.
And then the eye just started to twitch. I was like, okay, at least I got the email before I was at the register.
Yeah.
At least it was before I got home with these.
Yeah, because if you got home and you already purchased them, that eye twitch would turn into a scream.
Yes, it would have very much.
All right. Well,
yes.
Go ahead, Christine. What were you saying?
I said, I think we should bring to a landing.
Yeah. Let's bring this bad boy in for a landing. Roxy, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Yeah, guys. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. Go. The link is in the description for the baby registry for baby Erzulie, and the ErzuliFilm.com to still donate to the Kickstarter, the crowdfunding. And please, come on, guys, be part of history. Let's be honest here. Wouldn't you want to have your footprint in the history of Erzulie, the film that's going to stand against time forever?
Well, I think that's what's scary. That's what's scary and both exciting is like just could literally like launch some like career. Like it could be the next thing, like the next step to the next big thing. So yeah, we're all deathly afraid and having scared out of our minds, and we're worried where our careers are over after this, and you know, I'll just go back to just eating.
No, it's gonna be a great ass time, you guys. And listen, the next time, maybe, who knows, maybe Roxy will be in the next podcast. Who knows? We're all gonna be there.
We're all making the film.
We're all making the film, ladies and gentlemen.
All set on Sunday. Oh my God! Not this. Obviously, this coming Sunday.
The next, yeah. That's why I'm saying, I'm like, listen, if Roxy wants to come in and say hi, Kelly wants to come in and say hi, we got him.
Look, me and Kelly were just going to walk in with a bottle of wine, sit there at the table and go.
Yeah, you're going to have like sunglasses on. You're just going to take a nap in the corner. You're just like,
what has happened?
Yeah, dude. No, I'm excited.
We'll make it into a drinking game. It'll be fun.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That'll be fun.
So if you can't wait to see your writer and director get riggedy wrecked, tune in next week on Get Realisms podcast.
Instead of in two ferns, in between 2 bottles of wine.
In between 2 bottles of wine. That's how it is. That's how we roll. And you know, go Team Erzulie, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Get Realisms podcast. GetRealisms.com, ladies and gentlemen, if you're feeling nasty. But we have ErzuliFilm.com. Please donate. Please do so. That will make Christine, that will make the entire crew happy. All of us happy. And thank you guys so much for tuning in on Facebook, on Instagram. We love you guys so much. We appreciate you. But yeah, tune in next week for another episode of Get Realisms podcast. But on set in real life.
Okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not.
Yeah, Roxy, I made Christine cry, so like I look like the asshole now.
Don't make her cry. She's got a job to do.
I just said, you know, the next time we're gonna be doing this podcast, we're gonna be all together, and she just went bonkers, and I felt bad. I feel bad. I still feel bad.
This is a lot, and I was like, oh my God, we're gonna be together. It was very emotional / scary.
She might have been also disgusted and cried the fact that I'm going to be there in the same room with her. She was like, I like my boundaries with Zoom calls.
Well, me and Kelly are going to be roommates or housemates on this.
Yeah.
So you know that one's going to be great. I was very excited.
I might just even record a pod just with the fun bunch with Kelly and Roxy.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Just saying.
It's fine.
Sans Christine. Well, because it will be our one shit talk. I think we should have one shit talking episode.
Oh God.
I'm kidding.
We like to have
every
careers.
episode.
That's fair.
Yeah, dude. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. We will see you next time. Goodbye, Instagram.